Catherine, Princess of Wales, was born Catherine Elizabeth Middleton on the 9th of January 1982. Today, she is one of the most recognisable figures in the world, admired for her poise, charitable work, and the sense of stability she brings to the modern British monarchy.
But I don't believe she is an ordinary person. She is probably a good example of one of the best things that the royal family has done for years.
We have been going out a long time, and it just seemed a natural step for both of us.
From the moment their engagement was announced in November 2010, Prince William and Catherine's relationship drew intense media attention. Yet, what made this union particularly notable was how it represented a new era for the British royal family, and their wedding in April 2011 reflected a partnership built on mutual respect, understanding, and experience. The royal wedding of Prince William and Catherine Middleton, held on April 29, 2011, at Westminster Abbey in London, was one of the most significant and widely viewed events of the 21st century. The ceremony, blending centuries of royal tradition with modern sensibilities, captured audiences across the world. An estimated 2 billion people tuned in globally. Beyond its grandeur and symbolism, the wedding had profound cultural, social, and even economic impacts, influencing everything from national morale to fashion and public perceptions of the monarchy. The wedding itself was an extraordinary display of British pageantry and tradition, with its grand carriages, military uniforms, and historical setting. It reinforced the monarchy's ability to evoke continuity and national pride. Yet, there were also subtle departures from convention. Catherine's decision to do her own makeup, her choice of a wedding gown by Sarah Burton for Alexander McQueen that combined classic design with contemporary flair, and the couple's request for charitable donations in place of gifts. These touches suggested a modern awareness of public sentiment and a desire to balance luxury with humility. The social impact of the royal wedding was immediate and far-reaching. At a time when the UK was emerging from the 2008 financial crisis, the event provided a moment of collective celebration and unity. Millions of people across Britain organised street parties, displaying flags and decorations, reviving a spirit of national festivity not seen since the wedding of Prince Charles and Lady Diana Spencer in 1981. The monarchy, which had endured years of scrutiny and declining popularity following the death of Diana, experienced a resurgence of affection and legitimacy. William and Catherine were seen as symbols of a rejuvenated royal family, young, dignified, and emotionally grounded.
The marriage, the ceremony, the wedding, just actually puts a seal on what everybody has been aware of for a long, long time. To my mind, I think the basis of the relationship is respect. She has never been a dog's body or a doormat. She's always fought her corner. Somebody said to her, "Aren't you very fortunate to be going out with Prince William?" And she said, "No, he's very lucky to be going out with me."
So maybe we just ask your reaction to the wedding, please, sir.
Obviously thrilled, thank you very much. Practicing for long enough.
I think people will recognise that this is a royal couple for the modern age. It's interesting that in planning their wedding, they have decided to do it their way. They haven't been completely tied up in royal red tape. They've insisted on having a degree of control over what is a state occasion, but is also a very private time for them.
This is when the British come into their own. We have all the equipment, we have the household cavalry, we have the wonderful carriages, we have those ancient Rolls Royces, and there's a great spirit here, a spirit I think you could say was evocative of 1981 and the wedding of Prince William's parents, Charles and Diana. There's a real enthusiasm for it.
Globally, the wedding also reinforced Britain's cultural influence. It served as a showcase for British design, music, and ceremony. Catherine's fashion choices in particular had a massive influence on global trends. Her wedding dress, described as both timeless and elegant, sparked a surge in lace bridal gown sales and inspired countless replicas.
What my opinion of the dress was that it was youthfully regal. It was modern with a classic twist to it, which was fantastic because I didn't want Kate to sort of lose touch of Kate in the whole pageantry of this occasion. And I think Sarah Burton for Alexander McQueen did a sublime job. I think the lace was so effortlessly executed. It was almost as if she had like a white tattoo all the way down her arm. I thought the skirt was just enough skirt for a venue like the Abbey. I think, you know, to have something slimmer with a long train, she might not have filled that space with the sort of ease as she did with this dress. But I thought she looked very, very beautiful, very exquisite, seriously polished.
And actually it was a very brave choice for Kate. I think everyone until that point had viewed her as quite a conservative dresser, quite safe. Everyone thought she'd choose something maybe quite pretty, quite sensible. But she really stepped up with her wedding dress choice and chose one of the most exciting British fashion houses of the moment, Alexander McQueen, a brand that had been known for some really quite daring and spectacular fashion shows in the past. But she really brought it into the establishment, into the royal fold. And you could really see in the design of the dress what a collaboration it had been between the Duchess-to-be and the designer Sarah Burton.
The Kate Middleton effect, as it became known, extended beyond the wedding day. Designers, retailers, and magazines noted significant boosts in sales whenever she appeared wearing certain brands or styles. In this way, Catherine emerged not just as a royal figure, but also as a global fashion icon whose influence bridged tradition and modernity.
Kate's current style is a really clever juggling act, I think, because one moment you see her wearing a really hugely expensive designer gown that's all glittering and glamorous and spectacular and a real statement of her royalty, I think.
In the years following the wedding, its impact continued to resonate. Prince William and Catherine, now the Prince and Princess of Wales, have cultivated an image of approachable royalty, balancing their ceremonial duties with genuine advocacy for causes such as mental health, environmental sustainability, and early childhood development.
Today I have seen again that the treehouse is all about family and fun. For many, this is a home from home, a lifeline, enabling families to live as normally as possible during a very precious period of time. What you do is inspirational. It is a shining example of the support and the care that is delivered not just here, but in the children's hospice movement at large, up and down the country.
Their marriage, viewed as strong and enduring, has become a touchstone for a generation that values authenticity and partnership. Ultimately, the royal wedding of 2011 was more than a glamorous spectacle. It was a moment of cultural renewal. It revitalised faith in the monarchy, offered hope and joy during uncertain times, and symbolised a bridge between Britain's illustrious past and its evolving future. Through their union, Prince William and Princess Catherine helped redefine what it means to be royal in the 21st century, anchoring the institution not only in history, but also in the hearts of the people it serves. Princess Catherine, the Princess of Wales, is not only admired for her poise and elegance as a member of the British royal family, but also for her devotion as a mother. Her journey into motherhood began with the birth of her first child, Prince George, in July 2013.
The birth announcement for Prince George did not go according to plan. Kate was forced to announce prior to being 12 weeks pregnant that she was in fact expecting because she was hospitalized for very, very severe morning sickness. You know, William and Kate had talked at length about how they wanted to make this announcement to the world, and it certainly wasn't going to be this way and at that stage in the pregnancy. Most celebrities, particularly royals, wait until that first trimester is finished before they make any happy announcements. But because Kate was taken very suddenly to the hospital because of her severe morning sickness condition, the palace was forced to issue a statement as to why she was there, and the news of the pregnancy was leaked.
There was huge celebration over the birth of Prince George. I remember broadcasting for numerous international networks outside Buckingham Palace. Of course, it was the great Kate wait. I mean, we didn't know when this little baby was coming along. And when he did, it was a hugely important international news story.
Well, the birth of Prince George was really like a national celebration. It felt like a national holiday. There was excitement in the air all around the country. It very much reminded me of the feeling of the royal wedding day when William and Kate got married. Everyone was universally happy. Everyone was constantly checking the news feeds on their phone and on the television in order to see, waiting for William and Kate to come out from the hospital for the first time, holding the new baby prince. I have several friends actually with news organizations who were standing outside the hospital that day, waiting hours after hour for William and Kate to come out. And actually, they came out quite a bit later than expected because typical William and Kate's strategy fashion, they were greeting and thanking every single member of staff at the hospital personally for the very smooth birth. They wanted to make sure they thanked everyone from the cleaner to the midwife to the surgeon to say thank you very much. So they did actually take a long time to emerge.
It wasn't. I'll remind him of his tardiness when he's a bit older, because I know how long you've all been sat out here, so hopefully the hospital and you guys can all go back to normal now and we can look after him. So, well, he's got a good pair of lungs on him, that's for sure. He's a big boy, he's quite heavy, but we're still working on a name, so we'll have that as soon as we can. But it's the first time we've seen him really, so having a proper chance to catch up and see.
When Prince George was born at St Mary's Hospital in London, the same place where Princess Diana gave birth to Princes William and Harry, the world waited anxiously outside the Lindo wing. The young couple's first appearance with their newborn on the hospital steps was both deeply symbolic and refreshingly simple. Catherine's calm composure and radiant smile made headlines, and her choice to wear a blue polka-dot dress echoed Diana's outfit from 1982. A subtle tribute that linked the generation.
They were holding the baby and they just looked so beautiful and happy. It was really stunning. Yeah. I'll never forget it.
Kate was roundly praised in the press for her choice of dress. You know, a lot of women, when they first have a baby, are very self-conscious about the fact that they oftentimes still look pregnant. They still have a very swollen stomach. Kate was not at all ashamed of this. In fact, wore a dress which highlighted the fact that she still had a very rounded tummy. And a lot of women praised her for this, said that it made a difference because it kind of just emphasized the fact that women don't need to be ashamed of their bodies when they've had a baby. And it was really a lovely thing that she did. She came out, she was absolutely beautiful and radiant. I'm sure she had some help with makeup and hair. In fact, we saw some of her stylists coming into the hospital before she emerged. So we know that she had a little help, but she did look fantastic, and they looked absolutely in love. As William and Kate were leaving their press call when they came out with the baby, he was seen to be very affectionate with her. He had his hand on the small of her back, and he called her Puppet. So we now know one of his sweet names of endearment for his lovely wife. Prince Harry probably has the most fun with Prince George out of the entire family, because with Harry, he can be as cheeky and as silly and as wild as he wants to be with this little baby, and he has a great time with him. You know, one of Harry's best qualities is his childishness and his kind of open personality and just finding fun in everything. And he really connects with George because George, from all accounts, is a baby with a huge personality and character. He doesn't just take a bath, he's splashing, constantly trying to get all the water out. George is a really fun, free-spirited little boy. And I think Harry very much has that personality, and those two have a fantastic relationship. There's no question that Harry's going to be the favorite uncle, possibly the favorite person for George, because he's so much fun.
Congratulations. Congratulations. How's Catherine feeling?
She's feeling okay, thanks. It's been a tricky few days, week or so, but obviously we're immensely thrilled. It's great news. Early days, but I'm hoping things settle down and she feels a bit better. But it's important that we all focus on the big news and the big international and domestic news that are going on at the moment. So that's what my sort of thoughts are at the moment. I go back and look after her now.
It's early days, but you must be very excited.
Thank you.
Followed by Princess Charlotte in May 2015.
It was a great cause of national celebration. Of course, a little sister for Prince George, the daughter that Prince William had always wanted, the granddaughter that Charles had always wanted, but actually, historically, a really important little girl because she will hold her place in the lineage of succession. The antiquated male primogeniture laws were outcast just before Prince George's birth, in case he had been a little girl. Now, had those laws not been changed, and had the couple or are the couple to go on and have another child that may be a boy, well, Charlotte would have lost her place in succession. With the laws being changed, she will hold on to that position. She is the fourth in line to the throne, and no little boy born hereafter will take that place away from her. So she is historically very, very important.
Well, you know, again, with the second pregnancy announcement, it was not what they wanted. Again, Kate got very ill with morning sickness, the same kind that she had with the first baby, and she had to cancel a public appearance. And then, of course, they had to explain why she was canceling her public appearance, and then they had to let the cat out of the bag. Again, you know, it's not what William and Kate wanted. They very much wanted the pregnancy to kind of go a little bit farther along before they confirmed to the world. But again, their hand was forced because of Kate's morning sickness. You know, some women get morning sickness not until, 6 or 7 weeks in, but Kate seems to get it almost immediately and to a very great degree. So the fact that she was forced to start canceling appearances meant that the palace was forced to confirm the second baby was on the way.
William's got the princess he always wanted. Diana wanted a princess in the family. She's got her wish, he's got his, and Diana's been remembered in the process. So it really completes it. They've ticked all the boxes. And the other thing about Charlotte is it's the female of Charles. So they've really done everything.
By the time Prince Louis was born in 2018, Catherine had firmly established herself as a confident, hands-on mother. Observers often note her warmth and attentiveness during family outings and public engagements, whether comforting her children during royal events or engaging them in playful activities. Catherine demonstrates a parenting style that blends affection, structure, and independence. She frequently photographs her children herself, releasing official portraits that capture candid, joyful moments, further highlighting her personal approach to motherhood. Catherine's philosophy is deeply influenced by her advocacy work. Her long-standing focus on early childhood development reflects her belief that the first years of life are crucial for mental and emotional well-being.
I think Kate and William have a good chance of making this work. They are both very committed to the monarchy and making kind of a united front, whatever personal problems they might have. Kate has proven herself to be a team player. She's proven herself to be discreet. She's also proven that she's willing to put her own interests behind the interests of her husband. They've seen each other through a variety of circumstances, and William seems to be doing a much better job of preparing Kate for royal life than Charles did for his mother. So Kate has a support system in William. She has a support system in her family, which Diana also didn't have. And she has a man she's known for 8 years, and she spent an awful lot of time getting to know. I think they've got a good shot.
As William has said, we have heard time and time again in the course of our work how talking can help heal hidden challenges that we can't deal with alone. We have seen that 2 heads are better than 1 when dealing with a mental health problem. Yet, the challenge that so many people have is not knowing how to take that first step of reaching out to another person for help, admitting that they're not coping. Fear or reticence, or a sense of not wanting to burden another, means that people suffer in silence, allowing the problem to grow larger and larger unchecked.
Through initiatives like the Royal Foundation Centre for Early Childhood, she has worked to raise awareness about parental mental health, social support, and the importance of nurturing relationships. Her commitment to these causes reinforces the authenticity of her role as both a royal and a mother who genuinely understands the pressures of parenthood. Ultimately, Catherine's motherhood is characterised by balance between duty and family, tradition and modernity. She manages to uphold royal expectations while creating a warm, grounded environment for her children. In doing so, she has redefined what it means to raise a royal family in the 21st century, one rooted in love, monarchy, and emotional strength. Her approach continues to resonate with parents around the world who see in her a rare blend of elegance, empathy, and everyday humanity. Behind the public image, Catherine spoke openly in later years about the challenges of early motherhood, admitting that she experienced moments of doubt and anxiety, a sentiment many parents could relate to.
The nation rejoiced. Everybody's happy and delighted to see this beautiful young family grow and expand, and they seem to be very loving and caring and beautiful parents. Kate certainly looks as good or better as she ever did before she had her first baby, so it doesn't seem to be taking any kind of a toll, and everybody's really just happy for them.
The COVID-19 pandemic profoundly changed how the British royal family interacted with the public. Traditional royal duties such as large ceremonial gatherings, international visits, and in-person engagements were temporarily suspended. Royals had to find new ways to connect with people during a time of isolation and uncertainty. For Catherine, this meant adapting quickly to a digital world. She and Prince William began hosting video calls with schools, hospitals, and community organisations. These remote appearances allowed the public to see a more informal side of her, a mother juggling home life, a listener speaking with empathy, and a royal who seemed genuinely connected to ordinary families. This period of digital outreach revealed Catherine's ability to lead with warmth and composure, qualities that would later become hallmarks of her public persona. At the same time, the pandemic gave her the space to reflect and refine her long-term role within the firm. Without the constant rhythm of royal tours and ceremonial events, Catherine had time to focus on building her own identity and voice.
She's done the job in an exemplary fashion. She's William's wife. Kate's doing a great job at being a wife and a mother. I think Kate, being from good stock, being English, knowing what the rules are within the royal family, and knowing how to keep it safe, has served her well.
Addiction is not a choice. No one chooses to become an addict. But it can happen to any one of us. None of us are immune. Yet it's all too rarely discussed as a serious mental health condition. And seldom do we take the time to uncover and fully understand its fundamental root causes.
Since their marriage in 2011, Princess Catherine, the Princess of Wales, and Prince William have become leading figures in philanthropy, using their royal platform to champion causes that create tangible, lasting change around the world. Their joint efforts have extended far beyond the ceremonial duties traditionally associated with royalty, focusing instead on addressing complex social issues such as mental health, homelessness, environmental sustainability, and early childhood development. Together, they have modernised the royal approach to charity, making it more personal, collaborative, and evidence-based. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge have always emphasised active engagement in their charitable endeavours. Rather than simply serving as figureheads, both have worked closely with experts, charities and communities to understand the root causes of the problems they aim to solve. Their approach reflects a generational shift in the British monarchy, one that prioritises transparency, measurable impact and empathy. Their work is coordinated largely through the Royal Foundation of the Prince and Princess of Wales, established in 2009 by Prince William and Prince Harry, with Catherine joining upon her marriage. The foundation acts as the primary vehicle for their charitable initiatives and has grown into one of the most influential philanthropic organisations in the United Kingdom.
So Kate set out her stall that she wants to support, in the first instance, children. So she's supporting some hospice charities, each the East Anglia Children's Hospices. She's equally decided to be a volunteer scout, so supporting children out and about, enjoying country pursuits as she does. She's also been involved in action on addiction, so she's saying that she wants to help people. She thinks that addiction is the root to quite a lot of society's ills, be it children or their parents, and so she wants to get involved in that. And also, because she studied history of art and is a keen artist and photographer, there's her patronage of the National Portrait Gallery and other artistic pursuits. And she's mixed them a little bit, so she also supports a cause called the Art Room, which helps children, gives children therapy through the medium of art.
The foundation acts as the primary vehicle for their charitable initiatives and has grown into one of the most influential philanthropic organisations in the United Kingdom. It brings together partners from business, academia, government and the charity sector to create large-scale solutions to pressing social and environmental challenges. Through their foundation, the couple has continued to support frontline workers in mental health, particularly in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. They established initiatives such as Every Mind Matters in collaboration with Public Health England, providing accessible online resources to help people manage stress and anxiety. Their advocacy has normalised conversations about mental health in ways that were once considered taboo, setting a new precedent for public dialogue and leadership in this area. Princess Catherine has made early childhood development a cornerstone of her work. she launched the Royal Foundation Centre for Early Childhood, dedicating to promoting research and awareness about the critical first 5 years of life. The centre aims to highlight how early experiences shape the health, happiness and resilience of individuals and society. Her efforts are grounded in evidence-based research and collaboration with experts in psychology, education and neuroscience. Catherine's Shaping Us campaign, unveiled in 2023, seeks to shift the national mindset by treating early childhood as one of the most significant social and economic issues of our time. Through public engagement, storytelling and partnerships, the initiative underscores that nurturing young children's emotional and social development benefits not just families, but entire communities. Her advocacy has sparked a new focus on early childhood across the UK, influencing policymakers and inspiring other organisations to prioritise family support systems. In December 2021, Princess Catherine launched a new annual event, the Carol Service, titled Royal Carols Together at Christmas. It was held at Westminster Abbey, broadcast on UK television via ITV on Christmas Eve, and intended as a moment of reflection after the upheaval of the COVID-19 pandemic.
I think that Kate Middleton will be the people's princess. She won't be condescending to the ordinary people. She will be her own self. But I think there'll be a lot of people who can identify with her and her background and where she's come from. And particularly as she succeeds in the job, I think they will warm to her. They will see that she hasn't gone out in order to get a prince. They'll see that it's been a mutually arrived at relationship. And they will recognize that, for once, this is a love match, unlike the marriage of Prince William's parents. These people are in love with each other.
I see the graciousness of Diana in Kate. And, you know, I'm a huge fan of Kate's, because not once has she complained. And so I think she's 5-star. I don't think William could have married anyone better than Kate. I think everything hinges around Kate. She is the future of the royal family. Lots of pressure is on you. Everybody is watching you. Do you remember back in the day when everybody watched Diana's fashion? They watched what she was wearing, they watched where she was going, what she was doing. That's happening to Kate now. Kate has become a superstar of today. Diana was back in the day, in our day, but Kate is the superstar of now. And we can't do without her. She is so important to the royal family.
On the 22nd of March 2024, the Princess of Wales publicly revealed that following a planned abdominal surgery in January, post-operative tests had shown the presence of cancer, and that her medical team had advised a course of preventative chemotherapy. She did not disclose the specific type or stage of cancer. In subsequent months, she provided updates. In June 2024, she spoke about both good days and bad days during treatment, noting the emotional and physical toll and the fact that returning to normal life was harder than expected.
I felt very sorry when I heard that she'd had a cancer diagnosis. I think Kate has become a symbol of resilience, of strength, of survival, of duty, of respect, of dignity. She's all those things rolled into one.
She's doing really well, thanks, and hopefully she's watching tonight and sort of cheering me on. But no, she's been amazing this whole year, and I know she'll be really keen to see it tonight be a success.
And in January 2025, she declared that she was in remission. Her remarks about recovery were candid. She described treatment and aftermath as a roller coaster.
And it's really great that the support's there, you know, post-treatment as well, because I think there's a lot of, you know, you put on sort of brave-faced stoicism through treatment. Treatment's done.
Yes.
So I can crack on and get back to normal again, but actually the phase afterwards is really, you know, is a really difficult journey. You know, you're not necessarily in the clinical team any longer, but you're not able to function normally at home as you perhaps once used to, and actually someone to help talk you through that, show you and guide you through that sort of phase that comes after treatment, I think is really valuable and really underrated. So actually to have a space like this here, you know, for patients, you know, not only during but also post that on that recovery journey.
This level of openness is uncommon for members of the royal family, and it marked an earnest attempt to connect with those living through similar experiences of cancer, emphasising vulnerability, hope, and the need for support networks.
I cried when I see her.
You cried? Tell me
Yes.
why you cried.
Because I love the royal family, especially Kate.
It touches my heart. As a mother, it touches my heart.
As a family man, it's hard to watch, but I hope they get through it. I wish them the best.
It must be horrible. It must be, her parents must be absolutely terrified. I've got a daughter, so I know how I would feel if it was her.
When the news broke yesterday, we broke as well, and that's why we feel sympathy and just came here to see, just to send her positive feelings. I lost a friend through cancer, so that's why it just hit home.
Their own treatments for cancer. Kate is still on a phased return to public-facing duties, but none could mean much more to her than this one.
Prior to the public cancer disclosure, in March 2024, the Princess released a family photograph published on the royal social account for Mother's Day, which was taken by her husband, Prince William. However, within hours, several major picture agencies, including AP, Reuters, and others, withdrew the image from circulation, citing that it had been manipulated in a way that did not meet agency standards. The Princess later issued a short personal apology. "I wanted to express my apologies for any confusion the family photograph we shared yesterday caused." Catherine Royal's sources described the tweaks as minor adjustments and said the image was intended as an informal picture of the family together for Mother's Day. Nevertheless, the incident quickly became known as Kategate and triggered a broader conversation about the authenticity of images, especially those released by institutions with highly managed public profiles.
They've misled the public by putting an image out there that was manipulated. It's going to fuel the whole load of speculation and conspiracy about Kate and her health.
I mean, the Princess of Wales is an accomplished photographer. She said she edits photographs. She might have been editing family photographs, you know, all the time for all we know.
I think she's wanting to establish a unique identity for herself in the British royal family. She's the future queen, and she's going to be her own type of future queen, supported by William, and really, I think, leading the monarchy forward. You know, William and Kate to me are about the future. I don't like to look back and compare her to Diana because she is her own woman, and William and Kate, I think, have their own idea of what they want to do. And I think, you know, you see these two people moving forward and taking the monarchy forward
And if there is one word which sums up their relationship, I think it's one of respect. Of course, love is there. It's got to be there. But without respect, it won't work.
I say in my book that modernisation is a very hard word to use in the context of the royal family, because the royal family is built on history and tradition and protocol, but actually in William and Kate, you see a future king and queen who are driving it forward and taking it on to the next step.
Princess Catherine has firmly established her place within the British royal family through a blend of dedication, grace, and quiet strength. Over the years, she has grown from a supportive royal spouse into an influential leader in her own right, embodying the values of service, compassion, and resilience. Her commitment to causes such as early childhood development, mental health, and family well-being demonstrates both vision and sincerity, showing that she views her role not as ceremonial, but as an opportunity to make lasting social impact. Catherine's calm demeanour, professionalism, and ability to connect with people across generations have made her a trusted and respected public figure. She has mastered the balance between tradition and modernity, bringing warmth and relevance to the monarchy without compromising its dignity. Her partnership with Prince William and her devotion to family life further reflect the stability and empathy she will bring to her future role as Queen.